The Gupta Empire ruled ancient India from the 4th to the 6th century CE. It was a time of great prosperity. But this period came to an end, marking the start of the medieval era. This article looks at why the Gupta Empire declined, focusing on political, economic, social, and cultural changes. In the 5th century CE, the Gupta Empire was at its peak. But it faced many challenges that weakened its power. These included political instability, invasions, economic troubles, and social changes. This section explores these factors, giving a detailed look at the Gupta Empire's decline. 500 CE. This was the end of ancient India, as this was the time when the Gupta Empire declined. The year 500 CE was a key moment in Indian history. It marked the end of the Gupta Empire and the start of the medieval era. This powerful dynasty had ruled much of India for centuries before it fell. The decline of the Gupta Empire in 500 CE brought a new era of change. India saw power split into smaller kingdoms and dynasties. This led to more wars, invasions, and a break in trade networks that had thrived under the Guptas. The collapse of the Gupta Empire also changed India's culture and society. It led to new religious and philosophical ideas, and changes in the arts and literature. This marked the start of the medieval era in India, with new power centers, the spread of Islam, and the growth of regional identities. The rise and fall, an overview of the Gupta dynasty. The Gupta dynasty was a golden age in ancient India's history. It was marked by big steps in art, literature, science, and technology. This empire flourished from the 4th to the 6th centuries CE. It started under Chandragupta I and reached its peak under Samudragupta and Chandragupta II. During the Gupta dynasty's golden age, the empire was prosperous and culturally rich. Sanskrit literature and classical Indian music and dance thrived. Also, big advancements were made in mathematics, astronomy, and medicine. The Gupta Empire's support for the arts and sciences has had a lasting impact on India's culture, but the Gupta dynasty faced many challenges. Political instability, foreign invasions, economic troubles, and social changes all played a part in its decline in the 6th century CE. The empire's fall led to the rise of regional kingdoms and the start of the medieval era in Indian history. Even though it ended, the Gupta dynasty is a key part of India's history. It is remembered for its amazing achievements and the lasting impact it had on the subcontinent's culture and knowledge. Political instability and invasions. The Gupta Empire's decline was marked by growing political instability. Succession disputes and civil unrest plagued the dynasty. Rival factions fought for control of the throne. This weakened the empire's power, making it vulnerable to external threats. Indeed, the Gupta Empire faced a series of foreign invasions. Central Asian tribes, such as the Huns, launched repeated attacks. They sought to take advantage of the empire's growing weaknesses. These invasions disrupted trade and commerce and threatened the Gupta dynasty's survival. The combination of political instability, succession disputes, civil unrest, and foreign invasions was too much. The Gupta Empire could not withstand it. As the dynasty's power slipped, the empire began to crumble. This set the stage for India's transition to the medieval era. Economic challenges and trade disruptions. The Gupta Empire's wealth was hurt by several complex issues. One big problem was the drop in trade and commerce. These activities had long been key to the empire's riches. Disruptions in trade routes, both land and sea, cut down the flow of goods and resources. This made things harder for the empire. The empire also faced the problem of using up natural resources too fast. The use of precious metals and minerals was too much. This weakened the empire's economy. This weakness led to financial troubles. The government had a hard time keeping up its buildings and military. These economic problems hurt the Gupta Empire's success a lot. As money got scarcer, keeping control and good governance became harder. This led to the end of the Gupta Empire and the start of the medieval era. Social and cultural shifts. The Gupta Empire's decline brought big changes to ancient India. These changes included new religious and philosophical views, and growth in art, literature, and education. This time of change helped set the stage for medieval India. As the Gupta era's stability faded, beliefs in Hinduism and Buddhism started to change. Vaishnavism, Shaivism, and other beliefs rose, showing the era's spiritual variety. Schools like Advaita Vedanta became key, influencing thought. In art, the Gupta era's work was replaced by new styles. The famous Gupta sculptures were followed by more ornate ones. Literature also changed, moving from Sanskrit to regional languages and new genres. Education saw big changes too. Famous universities like Nalanda and Taxila declined, while new ones grew. This showed power was spreading and local rulers were starting their own schools. These changes weren't just because the Gupta Empire fell. New ideas, technologies, and people also played a part. They helped ancient India move into the medieval era, creating a rich and varied heritage. The aftermath, India's transition to the medieval era. When the Gupta Empire fell, India began a new chapter. Regional kingdoms emerged, trade and commerce changed, and infrastructure evolved. This marked the shift from ancient to medieval India, affecting politics, economy, and society. Many regional kingdoms rose after the Gupta Empire's fall. They fought for power and control over trade routes. This led to a decentralized India, ready for the medieval era. Trade and commerce saw big changes too. New trade routes and markets formed after the Gupta networks broke. This needed better transport and communication systems. The medieval era brought social and cultural changes. Local customs and traditions grew stronger without the Gupta's central power. This diversity set the stage for India's rich cultural future. Legacy and influence of the Gupta Empire. The Gupta Empire left a lasting impact on Indian civilization. Its contributions to art, literature, and science are still celebrated. These contributions can be seen in many parts of Indian culture and society today. The Gupta era is known as the Golden Age of Indian history. This shows the empire's lasting legacy. The rulers supported the arts, creating beautiful sculptures, paintings, and buildings. The empire also made big strides in science and literature. Scholars made key discoveries in math, astronomy, and medicine. This laid the groundwork for India's scientific achievements. The Gupta era also saw a rise in Sanskrit literature. Famous works like the Mahabharata and the Ramayana were refined during this time. The Gupta Empire's legacy is still felt in Indian civilization. Its cultural, intellectual, and scientific achievements continue to shape our understanding of Indian history and heritage. Today, the Gupta Empire is a source of pride and inspiration for Indians. Archaeological evidence and historical sources. Researchers and historians have used many sources to understand the Gupta Empire. They looked at archaeological finds and historical texts. These tools have helped us see the important times in Indian history. Coins, inscriptions, and buildings have given us clues about the Gupta Empire. Excavations at places like Nalanda and Sarnath have found many artifacts,